Okay guys, so now we're going to step it down to the weekly. Aussie again right in front of us, and this is the weekly time frame. So these are the boundaries in which we've just placed on the monthly. As you can see, we've more or less eradicated the rest of the chart structure, and we've aided a lot of confusion. So we've cut the chart up nicely, and we can focus on what is really relevant on this currency pair. Now these levels are still slightly a little wide, okay, and if we're trading just from these levels, we're going to be finding trades every I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, months, and obviously that's not our style. So what we want to do is we want to get our Fibonacci tool. Fib retracement is the only one we need going forward, even on this drop down menu. We should have already set up the fib if you did the one-to-one course with us, or I did a breakdown at the start of the member zone. So fib retracement. Now what we're doing with this, we just want to find 50% of these ranges. You can do it off the top of your head and work out the difference between that halfway, or I just simply like to use fib. So with the fib tool, I'm going to be lining up to the black line, the black original resistance, clicking and then dragging. Okay, so this is the fib, it's anchored onto the black line now. And I'm going to drag it and I'm going to place the 0 level there, where you can see where the plus sign is, the 0 level, and I'm going to line that up onto the next range. Now what you can see here, these are different fib levels which I'm going to get into further on in the course. However, we are focusing solely on 50%. 50% there. That is bang on halfway, the halfway region. So what we then want to do is click the horizontal line tool, and we want to add a horizontal line right on the 50%. And then we can just move this fib out of the way by dragging it from where more or less 79 is, and we can just add it onto the next one for a moment. But what I want to do just here is, as you can see, we've got the monthly support which has just come up, and on this monthly support we can see that the actual label has carried over from our last video. So we just want to go ahead and modify this, but firstly we can modify that afterwards. Let's just get the other weekly ranges down. So here 50% once again, drag it onto the next range. We can do them one by one individually if you need to, and then 50% once again. So one more to do, that's it, that's just free there. So we can remove the fib tool. So these levels are the weekly. So let's go ahead and just make a modification. So with the weekly levels, we're aligning the text to the left hand side, as you can see there, and this is resistance, so we can keep that on the top, and the price is 0.79248. so let's go ahead and do this. So weekly RES 0.79, I'm just going to round it up to 25. Done. Next one, go in, modify, weekly, and now this one is resistance, because you can see the price tag, price label is right below. Okay, only by a few pips, but technically it is actually resistance. So weekly resistance 0.7575. Alignment once more over to the left and put that onto the top because it is resistance. And then last but not least, we have this one down here. We're going to align this to the left hand side, and it's going to be weekly support because it is below the current price. 0.7225. Round that up again to 25, just so it stays flush with the other ones. And that is that. Now with the weeklies as well, once we've done that, the 50% region, we don't actually place a rectangle on there. So now we can actually define our monthlies from our weeklies, and right now, as you can see, it fits in quite nice. So we have confluence all across here with the weeklies, and here as well, that's came in pretty nice there, through here, and also across there. So let's just see on the daily time frame how that looks. So here's the daily. Right, so what we can see some confidence across here where Aussie was struggling for a while, lines up okay, and then we can see some across here as well. So these are the mid-range levels, weekly mid-range levels there, They line up pretty well, and we're going to be doing this on every single currency. Each one of them is going to differ slightly in terms of the height and the amount of pips between each one, but you catch the drift after getting some experience with this. So these are our solid foundations for the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame. So yeah, you can leave those on there. Again, if the price managed to break out of the support level over here, then we can add another monthly support and then go ahead and add the weekly. And this is in the book, but we're going to be practicing this together later on the other currency pairs as well. So that's that. I'm going to go on to the daily now. It's as simple as that. Keep the labels on there, round it up midway. So obviously the midway here from the 50s and 00s is going to be 25s. And yeah, so let's go on to the daily /4 hours, and then we'll catch back up on this very soon.